Ladies and gentlemen, Sam was a very nice guy, easygoing, friendly, looked like nothing is wrong with. Then all of a sudden, he started growing stomach and his legs were swollen. No solution in sight. Sam was taken to several hospitals and nothing was found to be wrong with him. Not long after, everything happened within a space of 5 days, I think, and Sam passed on. In a few months' time, his wife also became sick, and same thing happened. She was taken to hospitals, several tests were conducted on her, and not a single thing was found to be wrong with her. Yet she's dying. She looks very abnormal. Even by mere looking, this person is very sick and will die at any time. Yet no medical faults could be found as to why she was like that. So people that were experienced, or experienced people came around and they asked her, "What did you do? Confess what you have done." And it turned out that she had been indulging herself in infidelity while she was with Sam. But at the time of the confession, it was too late and she also passed on. I'll also tell you another story. Mary was such a nice girl. Every young man desired Mary. All of a sudden, she got pregnant. Who is responsible for your pregnancy? Mary did not tell anybody. She simply said she does not know who is responsible for her pregnancy. So that it became obvious to us that she had so many male partners. At the time of delivery, Mary labored for 2 days without any solution in sight. And the elders around asked her, "Mary, are you sure nothing is wrong?" She said, "Nothing is wrong." "Mary, I think you need to confess," one of the elders said. "Confess what is happening. Who is responsible for this pregnancy?" But because she had become exhausted from labor pains and labor pull and push, Mary decided to spill the truth. Her father was responsible for the pregnancy. And immediately she made that confession, she gave birth to a child. Now, in certain parts of Nigeria, from southern Ondo State, or to be precise, down to Edo State, Delta State, down to the southeast, and some parts of Kogi and Benue State, it is forbidden for a woman who is properly married, a bride price paid, to indulge herself in extrasexual activities outside the one that is happening in her home. When such happens, she will most likely die. How is the man affected in all of this? Yes, the men are affected because the men can actually buy over this crime if they do not use wisdom. How is that? When the signs start coming off, in some places, it is the children that start to fall sick without medical reasons, no medical solution, no medical cause. They start to fall sick, and in your very eyes, you see them dying. If the wife does not confess her sins, her immoral sins, then those children may die. But in other places, it is the wife that will be affected directly and not the children. Now, going forward, if the wife decides to spill the beans, tell the man, for instance, that, "Okay, this is what actually happened. I'm so sorry. I had a sexual relation with Mr. Bean, or I had a sexual relation with Mr. Smith. I'm sorry, forgive me," and the man does that without doing the proper thing, then that sin, the punishment for that sin will come on the man first and foremost. Now, what should a man do when a woman confesses like this to him? First and foremost, tell her, "What you are saying, I'm not hearing it," because such confessions are not made to the man. Such confessions are made in public, where the woman comes from. So, ordinarily, the man should send her away. As soon as he hears that confession, he'll stop eating food from her pot, or any food she prepares. He will send her away without a dime. Nothing of his must pass through to her. She must bear the cost and the consequences of her actions in totality. So she has to go back to the village, make her confession in public, and then some rites be conducted over her before she can return to her husband's house. That is, if the man is still interested in the marriage. If the man is not interested in the marriage, that must still be done, because if the children that were sired during this marriage goes to her house, goes to visit her, and that is assuming they remained with the father. If they go to visit their mother, they will not be able to eat from anything she cook, except that thing is done. And if they do eat from whatever she cook, then they must remain with their mother and never return to their father. Else, if they return to their father, they must not eat in his house. Such an interesting culture or tradition, so to say. The funny thing is, when religion came, religion changed a whole thing, a whole lot of things with how we do our things in here, right here in Africa. But this particular one, religion did not touch. Even if you like, be the Roman Catholic Pope of the world and you get married, this will you will still be bound by this religion. So, as a man, if you get married to a woman properly, pay her bride price, and do the right things, she is not permitted to cheat on you, especially if you are marrying from these regions I have earlier highlighted. And even if you are even if as a man you are from this region and you are marrying a woman that is from outside of these regions, it is important that you let her know what is entailed in your area, what is entailed in your place. Because even if she goes and adulterate out there, this same thing will still come back to affect her. Yes, it is not something that they do in their place. For instance, it's not something that happens in the land of the Yoruba. So let's say, for instance, the Ijebus, it doesn't happen here. But if an Ijebu woman marries a man from Edo State, for instance, or a man from Delta State, she is bound to be faithful to him. Else, what happens to Delta women when they get married and they become unfaithful will also come back to happen to her. So for this reason, women in these places barely never cheat on their husband. Now, what do you think? Does it happen in your area? Did I miss out your area while I was reading out the list of places that this happens? And what do you think about this tradition, even if you're not a Nigerian and you're watching this video? What do you think? Do you think it's something that ought to be replicated around the world or not? So for this reason, men in this area don't have any reason to doubt their wife, because actually it is even a bad idea for you to be touching another man's wife inappropriately, let alone having carnal knowledge of her. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section. I'll be right there with you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button right away. Now, hit it. Like this video and first share this video so we can have more participants.